Good psalms are built for bad times. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name is Chris Bailey, and we're starting a new 5-part series, Teach Us to Pray, a journey into the book of Psalms and looking at how we can bring this book, bring these Psalms into our worship, but more importantly, even into our walk experience. Before we get started, I want to remind you the value of you. Not only do we need you to watch this channel, we need you to share what you see. Please subscribe and make sure that you click that like button. Smash that button to let us know that it's a thumbs up, because that's what makes the video easier for somebody else to find. When we look at the book of Psalms, I hope that in our journey in this series that we will see how Psalms, P-S-A-L-M-S, are really songs, S-O-N-G-S. That's not just important from a literary standpoint, but think about what a song can be about. There are so many things that a song can cover, that a song can express or communicate. Same thing in the case of the Psalms. In the book of Psalms, there are so many things that are covered. There's no season, there's no circumstance where the Psalms would not be applicable. And the same thing happens when we look at troubled times. When we read, for example, here in Psalm 44, verses 1 through 2, we can kind of get an idea of what a psalm is about and what time it's for, where it says, to the chief musician for the sons of Korah, Mashil, we have heard with our tears, O God. Our fathers have told us what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old, how thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand and plantest them, how thou didst afflict the people and cast them out. He's heard with tears. It's in a time of tears, in a time of crying, grieving, loss, struggle, that the psalmist now is remembering what God has done. So if we have an understanding of what God has done, it kind of can shed some light on what he could possibly do. But not only that, but when he's able to do it. It's there in verse 5 through 6 that we see that through thee we will push down our enemies. Through thy name we will tread them down under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my soul save me. So he's talking about God dealing with, God intervening with their enemies. So if somebody is in a time where they have enemies, we're talking about warfare. This is conflict. This is not a good time. But even in this bad time, God is turned to. And more than turned to, by reading the psalm, God is talked about. Not only is God talked about because he testifies that our circumstances like this, our soul is bowed down to the dust. Our belly cleaveth unto the earth. Arise for our help and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. Look at the realism and the redemption. Psalms are made for bad times. How bad? So bad that your belly is stuck to the ground. So bad that your neck is broken that you can't even look up to look at your hope. This is what he says there in one verse. But in the very next verse, he says, my neck is bowed down, our bellies are in the dirt, but my hope is in you. Our hope is in you. So you know that he says his hope is in God because he calls on God to say, get up, arise, wake up, and help us. You're the only one that can see us through. We'll leave it here to let us know that we can talk to God, we can talk about God, we can sing to God, we can even sing about God, not just even in, but especially in the bad times. Because guess what? The psalmist reveals God is right there.